Hey everyone, Michael Chow here. I hope you're all doing well, taking care of yourselves and taking care of someone else, even if you're apart. I have been eagerly awaiting this chance to talk to you guys about Wild Rift. I'm thrilled to announce we're beginning to roll out our first round of large-scale testing starting next week.
League of Legends Wild Rift is coming to the Philippines for an alpha test, starting June 6th. We compiled the top 10 questions that we think you might have and put some answers to them. Let's dig in. What is the Wild Rift Regional Android Alpha? From June 6th to June 27th Manila time, Wild Rift will be available to a limited group of players in Brazil and the Philippines on Android phones. This test will be pretty small, and much of the game is still very work in progress, but we're collecting feedback on a few important things. So please give your feedback. What are you testing? We're glad you asked. Wild Rift's core gameplay, because we have to know if Wild Rift lives up to your standards for a genuine League experience. Game systems, so we can figure out if it's easy to get your friends onto Wild Rift, if our progression systems feel rewarding, and that getting champs feels fair. Infrastructure and service stability, to make sure we're upholding a high quality of service for your matches. How do I get in? The test will be pretty small this time around, but we're going to be randomly selecting from players who have pre-registered for Wild Rift on Google Play. On June 6 to 8, servers will only be available from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. each day as we confirm the game's stability. Invites will be sent earlier in the day on June 6. We'll be inviting more players as the test goes on, so keep an eye on your email if you don't get in on day 1. We're also raising the minimum device spec for this test, but there's more on that below. Reminder, once invited, you'll need to log in with the same Google account you pre-registered with. What if I don't get in? We still love you. We won't be able to fit the majority of you in, but we still want to show you what we've been up to. Did you watch the gameplay reveal yet? Scroll back up. Why Brazil and the Philippines? Well, for one, we really love churrasco and chicken adobo. But we also want to start in just a couple of regions where players aren't super similar in the way they play games. This way, we get a range of feedback and data to make sure we're hitting the mark among different groups of players. My skills are top tier, but my phone isn't. What are the minimum device specs?
Welcome to the world, no heroes and villains. Welcome to the war, we've only begun. So pick up your weapon and face it. There's blood on the ground, we'll take it. You get one shot.
Wild Rift's gameplay will look pretty familiar to League players, so we thought we'd start at the same place every League game does. Let's head into Champ Select. This Just like on PC, you can select from a range of summoner spells that give you powerful but limited tools to turn the tide of battle. Smite will be a little different, but we'll get into that later. There are 8 keystone runes to choose from, like Electrocute, Airy, and Conquer. You can then pick 3 minor runes to complement your choice. We've added a few new minor runes unique to Wild Rift, like Sweet Tooth, which grants you gold when you eat honey fruit, and Loyalty, which gives you and your lane partner defensive stats when you're close to each other, and this bonus stacks too.
Wild Rift.
There are 3 lanes in the rift. Pick one and push forward. Defeat the enemy turrets and nexus to win.
From last hitting and trading in the laning phase, to setting up the perfect gang, to fighting over that crucial dragon, to clutch team fights. For junglers, you can now choose whether you want Challenging Smite or Chilling Smite after you finish off 4 major jungle camps. That way, you can get straight into ganking as soon as you're ready. You can expect to find many in-game items you'll know from PC, which can only be bought in the fountain. While the number and tuning of items may be different, their purpose is almost identical. For instance, Rabadon's Death Cap is still the go-to item for stacking up your ability power. And Trinity Force still deals tons of damage. We also need feedback on our new Tear of the Goddess item designed for tanks. It's called Thimblewinter, and it will grant you a shield when you crowd control someone. Wild Rift also features many familiar active items, but each player can only purchase one. These active effects are now bought as a 3rd tier for boots, and you can mix and match any upgrade with any boot type. Support players might want to pick up the Redemption enchant, and tanks can grab the Stone Plate for extra resistances. Or maybe you'll want to try something that's totally different. We've added a quick buy pop-up for when you really need to get back to lane quickly too. We've built Wild Rift's gameplay with depth and strategy in mind. We want this to be a MOBA that's easy to pick up with friends, with a high ceiling for mastery, so we're hoping the core 5v5 experience lives up to your expectations. Speaking of 5v5, the Regional Alpha also has Co-op vs AI available to practice your skills, a tutorial that covers controls and abilities, and we're looking to add new modes after launch. Alpha players can even test the rank system, which we've designed to retain the core competitive spirit of League.